let me tell you what we do know. It's 8 o'clock in the UK, 9 o'clock here in Rome on the evening when, 16 days since the death of Pope Francis, the process to elect his successor is well underway. The 133 cardinals who are eligible to vote have gathered for the papal conclave in the Vatican's Sistine Chapel. There's a lot of cheering down below, but I don't see.
We don't quite know what it is.
Smoke. We think they are still in the Sistine Chapel, effectively sealed off. I'm now being told.
I can see the smoke.
Black smoke, and there it is. That looks pretty black to me.
They have not chosen a pope.
No.
Listen to that reaction. Wonderful roar. Well, that's a very long period of time. One day someone will write a book, and one day one of those who was present might let people know quite what occurred. But
the inside story of
a decision has now been taken. We do not have a pope.
No. So we, well, there's a hubbub. We can hear, can't you? I mean, the hubbub down in St. Peter's Square. We'll try and talk to Siobhan if we can at some stage, but there we are. That's the shot, isn't it? And they've taken their time.
There's no doubt that's black smoke. I mean, they've done very well today.
Let's not start debating the colour of that smoke, for goodness sake.
Fantastic.
Although it does, no, it is black.
Definitely.
And there we are. There's a picture from down below. They've all come to see who the next pope is. They're going to have to wait another, well, what? 12 hours.
Tomorrow morning.
Could be tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, there will be 2 votes before lunch and 2 votes in the afternoon. But the moment for the chimney may tomorrow be at about the same time for us, assuming that they are taking a bit longer with the ballots.
Yeah.
Maybe we should assume that the assessments we made on previous conclaves of the time to expect to see the chimney and the colour of the smoke will be slightly later on all occasions.
Right, let's go down and speak to Siobhan Robbins, who is down there in St. Peter's Square. And we heard, well, it sounded a bit like cheers, first of all, and then sort of sighs of disappointment. And now it looks like, Siobhan, people are moving off for the evening.
Yes, there was a bit of confusion. There was a black cloud behind the chimney, and then suddenly the smoke came out, and we were all straining. There was like a groan, and then people were kind of unsure. Had they got it wrong? Was the smoke black? Was it white? And then it became much darker, and it was clear at that point that on the first vote there is no decision. You can see around me people are leaving very quickly now. They've been waiting, and the tension's been ramping for hours as they thought really they'd get a sign much earlier in the day. But it does seem that the debate, whatever was happening inside the Sistine Chapel, has taken longer than people thought. Perhaps that's just because of the fact that there are 133 cardinals this time. But I think people here did expect that. But as the night went on, many were very, very hopeful that it would be potentially an historic day, and that for the first time we would get a new pope elected in a number of hours. But it's interesting because thousands of people have packed here waiting for this. The latest numbers that we were being told is 45,000 people, and you can see them streaming past now, many of them. They'd just been waiting, but some had come from very far away. We met people today who'd come from Indonesia, from Singapore, desperate to be part of history, to see the moment when potentially a new pope was elected, hoping that they'd be in the square, that it would happen this evening. Now, many of those people will come back tomorrow, again, crossing their fingers that they will be here at the right time to see the white smoke. But I think this really just underlines how mysterious, how tense and how enthralling this process is for many people. You don't have to be Catholic to be interested in what's going on here. Of course, the blockbuster film Conclave has brought thousands and thousands of more eyes onto this process, and people are just drawn here, whether they're religious or not, because they're just desperate to see what's going to be decided and to be part of history.